Hi children, I am Srinivas from Sri Sai Sadbhavana School. Now we are moving to the 12th lesson, work, force and energy. They are given here important terms, buoyancy, upward force, gravity, attractive force towards center of the earth, loosened, not tied up, windmill, a machine which runs on the energy by air, ridges, raised point or a line, integration, addition, underneath, below, gears, toothed wheel. So these words will come in the lesson. I will explain when they comes. First we'll go to the lesson work, force and energy. So they have given here what is work, force and energy in detail. Now I will read the lesson. Just you look at page number 91. Forces keep the world together. A force is a push or a pull. Something starts moving or stopped, changes direction when it is pushed or pulled. Push and pull can also change the shape of things. For example, we apply force on pedals to ride a bicycle. When we apply force on its brakes, it stops. There are different kinds of forces. The world would be very strange without them. First, we'll study about what is a force. A force is a push or a pull. Any push or a pull is called as a force. Yes, we apply force to push anything or to pull anything. Something starts moving or stopped. By pushing it, something will start moving. By pulling it, it stops. By pulling it, it stops. Changes direction when it is pushed or pulled. Yes, even we can, by pushing it, we can change the direction also. Push and pull can also change the shape of the thing. Yes, by pushing it, we can change the shape. By pulling it, we can change the shape and size also. For example, we apply force on pedals to ride a bicycle. Yes, on the bicycle. We apply force to ride. That means moving. If you stop the bicycle, what we will do? We will apply the force on the brakes. We will apply the force on the brake to stop it. That means without by force, we can make an object which is idle to the move also. And by the force, we can stop a vehicle which is in the moving position. There are different kinds of forces. The world would be very strange without them. Yes, there are different kinds of forces are there. Without that, our world would be very strange. That means with them only we can live on the earth. By the gravitational force or buoyancy, lift, everything, we can, by this only, we are leading a better life. For example, gravity. Imagine the world without gravity. Everything, including you and me, your house is pulled towards the ground by gravity. If there was no gravity, we would float into space because there would be nothing to pull us towards the ground. Sir Isaac Newton proposed theory of gravity, which was inspired by the incident of the falling of an apple from a tree. Yes, first we'll study about the gravity. What is the gravity? Imagine the world without gravity. Yes, without gravity, it is not possible to live on the earth. What is the meaning of first gravity? Gravity means a force of attraction by the earth which attracts everything towards it. A force of attraction is there like a magnet. Yes, it attracts everything. For example, if you throw anything, what will happen? It will go some up and once again it will start coming down. Why it should come down? It should go like that away? No, because of the force of the attraction of the earth. It attracts everything. It attracts everything. So everything will attracted by the earth. By that only we are standing. Otherwise we are floating in the air. Our tables, chairs, everything are floating on the table and in the air. Floating in the air if there is no gravitational force. Your house is pulled towards the ground by gravity. Everything, including you and me, your house is pulled towards the ground by gravity. If there was no gravity, we would float in the space because there would be nothing to pull towards the ground. If nothing is pulling towards the ground, we are all floating in the air. Sir Isaac Newton, who founded that there was then gravitational force is there? Yes, Sir Isaac Newton proposed the theory of gravity. Sir Isaac, ISAAC, Newton founded that Earth has the gravitational force. By that gravitational force, only the everything was in the position on the Earth. Otherwise, they are all floating. How he founded that one? By the apple falling from the tree. He is sitting under the tree, studying. At the time, one apple is fall down. Just him thinking, why this apple fall down only? Why it can't go up? So he thinks that some force of attraction is there for the earth which attracts everything towards it. From that, he has given a name gravity, gravitational force. That is called as gravitational force. Next, buoyancy. This force pushes an object upwards. Ship floats on water due to this upward force exerted by water. This is called buoyancy. Yes, another one is there, buoyancy. 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 This force pushes an object upwards. This is exerted by the water. Ship floats on water due to this upwards force exerted by the water. If you push anything, the water once again it pushes. For example, if you jump into the water, once again you will rise. Next only, if you not having any swimming or force, then only you will dip. Otherwise, it pushes you once again. That means that force is called as buoyancy. By this only, the ships are floating on the water. This is called buoyancy. Next, lift. Why do aeroplanes not get pulled down to the ground by gravity? The answer is the air which keeps it floating. The faster the air, the lower the pressure would be. The air that goes over the wings has to be faster than the air that goes under the wings. High pressure from underneath the wings pushes it upward and keep the plane up. This is called a lift. Yes, another one force is there, lift by the air. The aeroplanes are flying in the air, but they can't fly by the gravitational force. Yes, what happens? It is the faster the air, the lower pressure would be. If they are moving faster than the air, the pressure should be very low. The air that goes over the wings has to be faster than the air that goes under the wings. Yes, the air which moves above the wings is faster, and this is the below the wings is slower. So this faster wings lifts the aeroplane. The air that goes over the wings has to be faster than the air that goes under the wings. High pressure from underneath the wings pushes it upwards and keeps the plane up. So the slower the wheel, this pushes up. This pushes up, so this is called lift. You will learn this when you come to the higher classes. Okay, so this is called lift. The air pressure keeps it moving in the air. So when the pressure downs, then it will automatically get down. Next, friction. Put a piece of ice on glass, it moves very easily along the glass. Pull an object kept on the ground, it is much harder to move. Since the surfaces of ice and glass are smooth, there is less friction. The surfaces of an object and the ground are rough, so friction is more. Friction is an invisible force that acts when two things rub against each other. Without friction, it is difficult to reduce and stop the motion of an object. For example, the bicycle stops after brakes are applied to it. Yes, another one is friction. After this is lift, next is the friction. So what is this friction? Take a piece of ice on glass. Just you push it, it will move easily. It moves easily along the glass. Put an object kept on the ground. You keep some object and push it. it won't move easily. It takes some force. On the glass, it moves easily, and ice, it is also smooth object, and the glass is also smooth object, so they will move easily because the friction between them is very less. The friction between them is very less, so they move easily. The friction between the any object and the ground is more, so it needs some more force to travel or to move. There is less friction. The surface of an object and the ground are rough, so friction is more. Friction is invisible force. Yes, friction is invisible force that acts when two things rub against each other. When two things rub against each other, that is called as friction. When you apply the brakes will touches the wheel and the rubbing will start. So by more rubbing, they will stop. If the rubbing is very less, the vehicle will move. If the rubbing is more, then when you apply more force, then the rubbing will start more and the wheel will stop. The wheel will come to stop. Okay, so this is called as friction. So friction is more. Friction is invisible force that acts when two things rub against each other. Without friction, it is difficult to reduce and stop the motion of object. Yes, without friction, it is very difficult to stop. If it is very easily moving, it is difficult to stop. For that reason only, we are having the roads, some rough. They are not very nice. Just you see, they are some rough because when you apply the brakes, it will stop easily. Even the brake pads, they have some rough surface. Then when you apply it, it will stop easily. If they are worn, if they become very smooth, then it will not hold the vehicle properly. So at that time, we will change the brake pads. On the brake, it has a pad which is rough, like this. It has some rough portion. It will stop the vehicle easily by the rough portion. For example, the bicycle stops after brakes are applied to it. Yes, after applying the brakes, the vehicle stops. Next comes to work and machine. This is about the force. Next comes to work and machine. Work is said to be done only when an object moves over a distance on applying force. If you move a pencil, ride a bicycle and lift a heavy load, work is said to be done. But even after applying lot of force, if you are not able to move an object a little bit, then it is said that no work has been done. Work done is equal to force applied into distance traveled. Next, now they are given a simple definition for work. Yes, what is the work done? Now the book is on the table. If you take that one and keep that on the other table by applying the force, that means you are applying some force. Taking that book, you are weighting it, so and you are keeping it, or just you push it. If it is pushed some weight, you push it some weight, then we call it as work done. We call it as work done. After applying so much of force, the work has not, that object will not move, we can say the work is not done. That means some displacement has to be appeared. Some displacement has to be appeared, then we say the work has done. Work is said to be done only when an object moves over a distance on applying a force. Yes, the object will move from one place to another place. Just some distance also, then we say it as work done. On applying force, if you move a pencil or ride a bicycle and lift a heavy load, work is said to be done because the position has changed. The place of the object was changed, so we say work done. But even after applying a lot of force, if you are not able to move an object a little bit, then it is said that no work has been done. If you apply so much of force, the object will not move just a small thing, then we say it as the work has not done. What they have given on formula, how we calculate the work done? Work done is equal to force applied into distance traveled. How much force we applied? Force we can calculate. We can calculate it by the newtons. When you come to the higher classes, you will study about this. In the physics, science is going to divide into three parts: chemistry, physics, and biology. In the physics, you can come across all these things. In the biology, you can come across the plants and animals. In the chemistry, comes along with the air, water, all the chemical reactions and everything. In the physics, you come this work, force, energy, light, all those things you will study in separate branches. when you come to the higher classes, that is from 8th standard or from the 7th standard itself. So this is about the work and machine. Next come to simple machine. A machine that makes difficult task easy is called a simple machine. Simple machines help us to do our work faster, do our work with less effort. Take an apple, try to cut it without using a knife. It is very difficult to do so. Now use a knife to cut an apple. The knife makes our work easy. Here knife is a simple machine. Yes. Some examples of simple machines are lever, pulley, wheel and axle, inclined plane, screw and wedge. A machine. What is a machine? A machine that makes a difficult task easy. That means the difficult work can be done very easily. That is called as simple machine. Simple machines help us to do the work easily and to do our work faster. Easy as well as faster. That means with less force, we can do the heavy work. For example, take an apple, cut it by the hands. It cannot easily. We have to apply more force to cut it. But by taking knife, by the knife, we can cut easily because of its sharp edge. We can cut apple into so many pieces within seconds or within minutes. That means by that we can make our work easy, made our work easy. So they are called as simple machines. Knife is called as the simple machines. Some examples of the simple machines are lever to lift the object, pulley to pull the heavy objects they will use, wheel and axle to move the vehicles or anything from place to place, inclined plane, the slopes, and the screw and wedge. That screw and the wedge, these are all comes under the simple machines. We will study one by one. A lever is a simple machine. It helps to lift heavy loads and cut things. Scissors and bottle openers are examples of levers. A hammer is a lever when it is used or for pulling a nail out of a piece of wood. Children playing on seesaw is also an example of lever. Yes, lever is a simple machine, as I already explained. It helps to lift heavy loads and cut things. Have you seen in some places, some persons are using some long steel rod for lifting a heavy loads, that is heavy rocks and everything, and moving them. They are using this. Heavy rod to move the objects also. Okay, scissors and bottle openers are example of lever. Yes, bottle opener. You can try how it is difficult to open a bottle. That is something they are fixed in the top. So if by the bottle opener we can easily lift it. Just you push it, it will open. That means it acts as a lever. Simple machine. Next, a hammer. If any nails are wasted on the door, you have to pull it. By the nail, it can be easily pulled. By applying some force, we can easily pull it. But by the hands, we can't pull it. So they are all called as simple machines. Children playing. Seesaw is also an example of lever. The children are playing the seesaw. That is also an example for lever. By this, we can lift heavy objects or we can shift the heavy objects from place to place. By the scissor, we can cut anything easily. Bottle openers, they are also the examples for lever. Next, come to wheel and axle. A wheel is a circular device that is attached to a rigid bar in its center. Yes, wheels. We call them as the wheel and axle. This is called as axle. In the center, this is called as the axle. These are called as the wheels. What are the uses of these wheels? We can transport anything. Our vehicles has the same wheel and axle. I will read. A wheel is a circular device that is attached to a rigid bar in its center. The axle is a rod that goes through the wheel. That means that goes through the wheel. Here it passes the outside of the wheel. Wheel and axle is an arrangement that helps us to move things from one place to another easily. Force applied on one device rotates the other and the arrangement works. A steering wheel, doorknob, gears in clock, watches and bicycles are few examples of wheel and axle. Yes, to transport anything, everything, we use this wheel and axle. In our vehicles, this principle works. In the trains, same principle works. Wheel and axle. So the axle is a rod that goes through the wheels. This is called as axle. Wheel and axle is an arrangement that helps us to move things from one place to another easily. Force applied on one device rotates the other and the arrangement works. Yes, if you apply the force on one wheel, it will push us the everything if they are attached to each other. If another one wheel and axle is here, and if both are attached by in some rods, okay, if you push here, this also will move. By in our vehicles, in the bus, the gear and everything was attached to the back wheels. Back wheel pushes the front wheel, so the front wheel also moves. So the front wheel also moves. Okay, which are the examples for this? The steering wheel. What you are using? The doorknobs, and the gears in a clock, watches and bicycles are few examples of wheel and axle. Next, inclined plane. An inclined plane is a sloping surface which is used for pushing or pulling heavy objects to a certain height. A strong and smooth board placed at an angle can be used as an inclined plane. You must have seen heavy cottons being loaded onto a truck by pushing the cotton up an inclined board. Yes, when we want to lift anything to the vehicle, to the truck or anything, they use the inclined plane. If the truck is like this, they use a wooden plank like this. For what purpose? To step up easily. In the schools or in the hospitals or anywhere, they made the steps like this. Not the steps, the way is like this, because to travel easily. That is called as inclined plane. So if it is like straight, we can't fly, we can't stand or we can't walk. So if it is inclined plane, we can easily reach that place. So to lift the object as well as to transport the object from the top to the down, we use this inclined plane. Heavy objects to a certain height, a strong and smooth board placed on it at an angle can be used as an inclined plane. You must have seen heavy cottons being loaded onto a truck by pushing the cotton up on inclined board. That means by pushing it, we can easily transport anything to the height places. To the height places. Next, we call it as wedge. Next, another one is wedge. A wedge is a simple machine used for pushing two objects apart. It is made up of two inclined planes. These planes meet and form a sharp edge. This edge can split things apart. A good example is an axe which is used to cut wood. Other examples are knives, forks, nails, etc. Knives, forks, nails, etc. Yes, a wedge. This is a simple machine used for pushing two objects apart. Pushing the two objects apart. That means making one object into two pieces. Like this, the wedge is there. They use the wedge. Like this, it has small in the here. It is a sharp edge. It is a sharp edge. See, they have given. This is the wedge. Okay, it is triangular in shape. If you see in the cross side, it is like this. Yes, like this. This is put it in some wooden piece. If you heat it, it will breaks into two pieces. Okay. It is made up of two inclined planes. This is one plane. This is another one side. Both they will join like this. Okay. This is one side. This is another one. Inclined plane. Inclined plane. A good example of an axe is which is used to cut wood. Axe which is used to cut wood. Other examples are knives, forks, nails. These are all the examples of wedges. Next come to screw. Screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder and has a sharp pointed end. A screw has ridges and it is not smooth like a knife. Screws are used to lower and raise things. They also used to hold objects together. Jar lids and light bulbs are the examples of screws. Yes, screw is an inclined plane wrapped around a cylinder. Wrapped around a cylinder. Cylinder means on a round object. You have seen the screw. Yes, some wedges are wrapped on it. Wrapped on it to move easily. Screws are used to lower and raise the objects. For example, when the vehicle punches, what you will do? You will use a screw jack. What is that? That is also a screw jack. When you turn it, it lifts the object. When you lower it, it downs the object. They are also used to hold object together. Yes, we are using them for the fixing purpose. Jar lids and light bulbs are the examples of screws. Jar lids and the bulbs they are using for the screwing. So these are the example for screws. Next we'll move to pulley. A pulley is made from a wheel and a rope. It makes the work of moving heavy loads a lot easier. Cranes are pulley to lift heavy loads. Cranes use pulley to lift heavy loads. Pulleys are also used to hoist flags. Yes, in our national flag pole we have the pulley. By the rope, if you pull the rope, the flag will rise up to the pulley. In the wells to draw the water in olden days, they are using these pulleys. Now also to lift heavy loads, they use the pulleys. In cranes, they use this pulley and ropes for lifting the heavy object. Now also in the houses or in some working places, they use these pulleys, chain and pulley to lift the heavy objects. They use some iron rope for lifting the objects because they are very heavy. The ordinary ropes cannot hold that much of weight, so they use the metallic ropes for these pulleys. So what is the use of this pulley? To lift the heavy loads. To lift the heavy loads, they use this pulley and rope. Next come to energy. Energy is the ability to do work. The capacity to do work is called as energy. When you apply force on object, your body uses energy. For example, to move a table, you apply force, and to do so, your body uses energy. Your body produces energy from the food you eat. A moving car uses energy from the fuel it burns. Whenever force is applied, energy is used. Yes, what is the energy? Energy is the ability to do work, the capacity to do work. That means if you want to do any work, you need energy. That capacity is called as energy. The ability, if you can do, for example, if you lift some weight, that much of ability is called as your energy. When you apply force on object, your body uses energy. Yes, for all the work, what you are doing, for the reading also, some energy is wasted from your body. That is called as energy. For example, to move a table, you apply force, and to do so, your body uses energy. Yes, to push a table, you have to apply some force. That is called as energy. You are consuming some energy from your body. Yes, from where we can get that energy? By our food, what we are eating. By the food, what we are eating, we get the energy. Your body produces energy from the food you eat. A moving car uses energy from the fuel it burns. Yes, for the car and vehicles we are applying, we are providing the petrol or diesel. By that, they get the energy. By burning it, they get the energy. Whenever force is applied, energy is used. When you apply the force to push or pull anything, the energy is used. So the force is called as energy. The force is, when you apply the force, the energy is used or consumed. Next, sources of energy. Energy is what makes everything in the world happen. We cannot ever see energy, but we can see the effects of it. Without energy, nothing could live or grow. There would be no heat, light, sound, or movement. Where do you get this energy from? That means everything depends on the energy only. Energy is what makes everything in the world happen. To grow also you need energy. To work also you need energy. To go outside you need energy. That means for everything we need energy. We cannot ever see energy, but we can see the effects of it. Yes, we can't see the energy, but we can see the what is happened by the energy. Without energy, nothing could live or grow. Yes, without energy, we can't live. Because if we are not eating the food, we can't live and we can't grow also. There would be no heat, light, sound or movement without, if energy is not there, there is no heat, there is no light, there is no sound, there is no movement. Then where do you get this energy from? Then from where you can get this energy? Say they have given the energy forms: solar energy, wind and water, geothermal energy, atomic energy. So these are the forms of energy from where we are getting the energy. We will study one by one now. First one is solar energy. Most of the energy in the world comes from the sun. We drink milk which comes from a cow. The cow eats the grass which uses the energy from the sun to grow. Oil and coal were formed from plants which had died billions of years ago and slowly turned into coal and oil. The plants to their energy originally from the plants got their energy originally from the sun. So when cars are running on petrol, they are using energy from the sun. Yes, sun is the main source of the energy. For all the source energy which are present on the earth, the sun is the main source. Most of the energy in the world comes from the sun. We drink milk which comes from the cow. Yes, we are drinking the milk which comes from the cow. Then how the cow manufacture that milk in the body? Because by eating the grass. Then how the grass is growing? By the sun only it is growing. By the heat of the sunlight only it is growing. So sun is indirectly helping here. Sunlight is the indirect source of energy for the milk. Oil and coal were formed from plants which had died millions of years ago and slowly turned into coal and oil. Yes, now what we are getting the oil, that is petrol, diesel, coal, these are all we are getting. These are formed by the plants which are living before nearly thousands together years ago. Together years ago, our land full of forest. On the land full of forest only and the water bodies, that is oceans and the water bodies. Always raining, everything will happen. There is no any animals or some animals are living without the man. On that time, what will happen? The plants will die. That means after some age, the plants will die. What they will happen? Nobody has using that one. They will go inside the earth. On them, some layers of soil was formed. They will go below, and there they formed as a oil, and they formed as the coal. Now we are digging them and we are extracting them. That means they are also the indirectly from the sun only. That plants, whatever they are died at the time, they are also using the sun energy. So they are indirectly from the sun only we are getting the coal and everything. What the food we are eating? Yes, we are getting from the sun only, because all the plants prepare their food by the solar energy, that is sunlight. So indirectly what we are eating, that is also the food what we are eating is also from the sun only. Sir, no sir, we are non-vegetarian. We are non-vegetarian, we will eat that goat, hen and everything. They are also eating the grains and everything. They are also getting the energy from the sun only. So whatever we are getting the energy, that is from the sun only. So when cars are running on petrol, they are using energy from the sun. Factoscope: the heart is a muscular organ that uses muscular force to pump blood throughout the body. That means muscular energy. Our heart uses the muscular energy to pump the blood. Here, moving water in dams has a lot of energy. Windmills channel wind energy. They produce the wind energy. Movement energy of wind or falling water is changed into electrical energy at electricity generation stations. Windmills are used for generating electricity from wind. Yes, movement of water or wind or falling water from a highest place changes into electrical energy at some electric generation stations. Yes, in near Sharavati or Jog Falls, we are using the falling water from the height. We use them for the generating electricity. Big turbines are kept near that waterfall. By falling that, we can rotate the turbines, and by that we will generate the electricity. Windmills, by using the wind, the fans will rotate. They are connected to the generators, so by that we can produce the electricity. Windmills are used for generating electricity from wind. Next, geothermal energy. The hot interior of the earth is another source of energy called geothermal energy. Yes, in SLC you come to study in detail about this geothermal energy. The hot interior of the earth, inside the earth, some hot is producing. By that, the water inside the earth, it get heated. After heating, we can get the steam. By that steam, they produce some energy. That is called as geothermal energy. But everywhere we can't get it. It is very costly also, because to dig the hole up to the crust, there we can get the geothermal energy. Next come to atomic energy. An atom is the smallest particle of matter. Atomic energy comes from the splitting of an atom, that is fusion, and integration of atom, fusion. Atomic energy is used for generation of electricity. There are many other different kinds of energy like light, sound, electrical, chemical, heat, etc. Chemical energy in a battery is changed to electrical energy in a torch, which charges the electric energy into light. A loudspeaker changes electrical energy into sound energy. Yes. Now we'll move to the atomic energy. An atom is the smallest particle of matter, that it cannot be divided into anything. That last particle is called as atom. Atomic energy comes from splitting an atom, that is fission, and integration of atoms, that means fusion. Making two or more three atoms together, it produces the heat, or by splitting an atom, we can get the energy. That energy is converted into electrical energy. Here atomic energy plants are there. Okay. There are many other different kinds of energies also there, that is light energy, sound energy, electrical energy, chemical energy, heat energy. Sir, light is also energy. Yes, it is also one type of energy. By that we can get the heat. By the light we can get the heat. Sound, yes, that is also one form of energy. By the sound, everything will break. If the sound is more, we can break the windows, also glasses and everything. That is also one type of energy. Electrical energy, you know very well. Electrical is also energy. Chemical energy, heat energy, these are all the another forms of energy. Chemical energy in a battery is changed to electrical energy in a torch, which charges the electrical energy, which changes the electrical energy into light. Yes, which changes the electrical energy into light energy. So by the chemical reaction, which is they have filled in the batteries, it converts the chemical energy into electrical energy. A loudspeaker changes electrical energy into sound energy. Yes, from the voice we are transmitting the electrical energy. By that it can be converted into sound energy by the loudspeakers. That means energy can be changed from one form to another form. Fact file they are given. Energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be changed from one form to another form. That means energy cannot be created, neither be destroyed. Okay, we cannot create it or we cannot destroy it. It can be changed from one form to another form. For example, solar energy can be changed into food energy. From food energy we can use it, and another we can work for it. So from one form to another form it changes. When a body moves, it's said to possess kinetic energy. Yes, moving wind is called as kinetic energy. Another one form is the potential energy. That is by the position of the object. For example, we are storing the water in the tank. If you turn it, it can easily pass. Why? It has some potential energy. By that potential energy only, they are supplying the water from the tanks. So when they have kept the water in the tank, it got some potential energy. It pushes the water to move easily. So that is called as potential energy. Let us summarize. A pull or push acting on an object is called force. Some of the forces in nature are gravity, friction, buoyancy, etc. Machines make our work easier. There are different types of simple machines like an inclined plane, screw, etc. The ability to do work is called energy. Energy exists in various forms, that is heat, light, sound, electrical, mechanical and chemical. The sun, wind and water are sources of energy. So this is about the lesson, the work, force and energy. I hope you understand this lesson. We will meet with the new lesson in the next class. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.